everybody, and welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, tell a friend. Thank you so much for joining us today on TLC Friday. So we'll have 3 TLC shows today that we'll be talking about. First on the docket is The Family Chantel, Season 4, Episode 11, Like a Lawyer.
Lydia was
It,
MVP of this episode, and I never thought I would ever say that in life.
she was
Never.
MVP when she swung on Alejandro and called him a charlatan.
I mean,
She's had
that
her
was
moments,
ridiculous.
but nothing like this.
I mean, like, she sat there, she listened, and she would tell each of them when they were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And it was hilarious because she was like, I was feeling what she was feeling. Like, okay, Lydia, I'm with you, Lydia. I never thought I was saying, I'm with you on this one. Good job. Keep doing it. I mean, she was breaking it down to them, like, look, this is what's going on. And then when she got fed up, like you can see it in her face, when she got fed up, and she said, like, your marriage, if it falls apart, it's your fault. No one else's.
You're too
And
grown.
she
Yep.
and she left. She's like, y'all are adults. And when she said, like, they each refused to give anything. She's like, they wouldn't even give a grain of sand. And I don't have time for this. And she left. I'm like, that's what I would have done.
Well, as a mediator, and I think that's the role she was playing during this scene, like, if you can't sense that either party is willing to give an inch, then your job is voided.
That's
The
so true, though.
mediator needs people to like, give a little, compromise, take some ownership of something, be flexible. But both of them were firm in their stance, saying, no, I'm right. But this is also the episode where Pedro lost me. His anger, his arguments made no more sense, and him saying, I have to move out. What?
Right.
And then him saying, she doesn't have any goals. And the one fault that I did have with Lydia was they're still downplaying that she a nurse. She a whole fucking
Right.
nurse. She could take
Right.
blood from my veins. I think that's impressive. What do you mean she has no goals? If she go on vacation 10 times a year, I want to be her when I grow up.
Right.
Sorry. I don't know. Lydia was excellent, except for that one little thing. I felt she was kind of downplaying that Chantel has a profession. Yes, he has a new career, and it's time for him to really start grinding on it, because real estate is all about networking. But when he came out and he was in his confessional, he was a little bit too angry for my liking. This Something else has happened that we're not privy to,
It
because
has
it
to, because
doesn't make sense.
the level of anger does not match the what's going on in my opinion.
Mhm.
And with him, he feels like she's not being supportive, but he's not explaining to her how she's not being supportive. It's one thing to say that, oh, you're not supporting me, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. It's another to tell someone, like, hey, I don't feel I feel unsupported because of these things.
Oh my
And
God.
let's be real. Pedro, you're not gonna get another baddie like Chantel. Sorry, you're not. You lucked out with that.
Yep, it's
Trust.
Karaima's moving forward.
Yeah, yeah. It is. It is. Like, she's a baddie. She's educated. She's a whole nurse. A whole
Mhm.
nurse.
Mhm.
And what made me upset with them, Lydia and Pedro, saying similar to you, is he told me, oh, she works 3 days and sleeps 4. I'm like, sir, these are 3 12-hour days back to back to back. And
Mhm.
what she is doing is physically and emotional draining.
Mhm.
And if I was Chantel, we want to travel back together. I'd have been, well, no, we could travel back together, and he'd have been like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, just let you know, I'm getting a divorce attorney on the line. Just so you know, please, you want to move out? Please pack your shit and be gone. Like, don't even come back. You can't even come
Right.
back to the house. You can't come back to the
But
house."
she's still fighting for this, and I
Yeah,
feel like she said, what did she say? Her goal in life was to be married to a man like Pedro and to have a family together. Um, like Pedro? What's that
right.
mean? Like, I'm
Exactly.
hoping you could help me with that. Like Pedro, I that put up a little like ring a ding in my head.
Like, what qualities were you looking for in a man?
But is it this Pedro that we seeing now, or Pedro from yonder, from
Right.
before? Because I used to
And
like Pedro, but after this episode, I'm really questioning my sanity.
and it's interesting that she said when they was broke, they spent more
Mhm.
time together.
Yep.
Now they've come up. Here's the thing: Chantel's pretty much always been this way.
Mhm.
If we're being honest, she's always had these similar characteristics. Nothing's changed. In my opinion, it's Pedro who's changed as he got his footing in America, got him a job, and making him some money. He's
But he's also frustrated because I think he did admit that when he was working at the warehouse, he did everything in the house. But it was that little teeny apartment. He cooked, he
hmm
cleaned, he washed. You know, he did everything for Chantel because she was studying for the nursing thing. So when she graduated finally and passed her boards and got her job, I remember her saying to him, "Okay, well, it's your turn. Are you going to school?"
right,
And all of a sudden, it was like, "Erks, go to school." That changed because he was pissed at her when she failed the first time. Remember?
right,
And he
because
said, "This is
it set
pushing
him
back
back.
me going to school." But then when it suddenly became his time to go to school, he didn't want to go to school. He got this career. Okay, you changed your goal. Nothing wrong with that. But
Nope,
don't say that she's a hindrance to you because as soon as she got through, she was on to you. What are you doing next? And he's saying that like she's like, are you going to go to school or are you going to go get a job or something like that, as if it's a bad thing. No, she's asking you what you want to do because it's your turn now.
exactly.
I feel like he's just making up excuses um to leave. I don't know where his vitriol is coming from and it's kind of concerning. Um oh my god. Hi, everybody in the chat. Okay, the more I watch this show, the less I care. Thank you, Ava. Welcome, everybody in the chat. Welcome, welcome. I was just shocked by that confessional. And then to see her, and she's like, I'm fighting for my marriage, but he's already packed and gone.
Right.
And I'm like, is anyone in production telling them this? Oh my
And my thing is
God.
this, Chantel, I get you want to fight for your marriage, this, and that, but don't fight for someone who's not going to fight for you. Period. Point blank. And then I will say this. I'm going to same vein. I understand when Thomas and Karen said, "Why
Mhm.
would you go to?" Basically, what they said, "Why would you go to a baby mama for marriage advice
But they
versus
misunderstood the initial,
correct?"
reason for the
But
trip.
I
Yeah.
understand. But I understand what they're coming. That is. But she agreed to let them play media, but they don't know that
Mhm.
yet. But I'm saying it isn't
Mhm.
you go to a baby mama about marriage advice and try to fix your marriage, but won't come to us who's been married 35 years. And I
Yep.
understood that. When they said that, I'm like, you do have a point there.
Yes, but when she finally did admit to Karen that there's trouble in the
hmm
water, the first thing she said everything but harvesting the American dollar.
Right,
And that's what Chantel was trying to she didn't want to hear that she was wrong.
right, right. She didn't want to.
Mhm.
She doesn't want to hear that she was used. And
Mhm.
here's the thing, though, Chantel, baby cans, you told on yourself, either it was last episode or two episodes ago, when she said to him, like, you just wanted a green card. When she let that slide, like, that's been in your mind the whole time.
Yup.
She just didn't want to believe it.
Yeah. Yeah. Ryan says something major must have happened in the off season between shooting the Yup.
It
And
had
I'm
to.
still trying to figure out where we are in last year with them. Because I still don't believe this last season that they went down to DR during Christmas because there was no Christmas decorations. I wish
Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
yeah. Haven't seen this show. Oh, thank you, Larja. Thank you. Okay. Okay.
Okay, this is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
This was shot last year, right?
I assume so. I think we're still in last year. When did she buy
So,
the house?
so here's the thing. So,
Mm.
based on what I Google, when was the Miss Dominican Republic? When was Miss Dominican Republic? Pageant. That was in
Mm.
November of last year,
November of
and we
last year.
November, and so we ain't
Mm-hmm.
seen near Thanksgiving. Did they have Thanksgiving on this episode or no?
No.
Thanksgiving with them was 2020.
So then this is being shot out of sequence.
It has to be. It has to be because we saw Thanksgiving last season, but we didn't get Thanksgiving this season.
What kind of clothes were they wearing when they flew down to what was Chantel wearing when she got in the taxi cab to go to the airport to go to DR? She wasn't wearing a jacket. She was in
Mm-mm.
summer clothes. They're splicing this together.
It's a damn shame we can sit here and just Google and figure this mess out. This is so bad.
Because Chantel said that they bought that house right after they came back from DR. If they went to DR during Christmas, they signed for that in January, February. But the pageant was in November. And I
2021,
feel
right?
like they're filming in summer. Mm-mm-mm.
That is
I
a
don't know.
shame.
This
A
will
quick
happen when
Google,
you watch too close these stupid shows.
right?
Oh my
And
God.
oh, this is a damn shame. So
Yes,
basically,
Pedro did file for divorce this spring. But remember this there's I think they put at least 3 seasons in the can last year. I think they worked these
right?
bitches real hard.
But here's a fun thing about think about this. Remember we
Uh-huh.
saw Thanksgiving last season,
Right.
right?
Right.
No Thanksgiving this season. Pageant was
Right.
in 2020, November 2021. They
Uh-huh.
bought their house this year, May 2022.
They bought the house this year, May?
Yes.
But isn't that when they filed for divorce?
Give me 2 seconds. Let me do this real quick.
Because she said on this season that they closed on the house right after they came back from DR, which was supposed to be Christmas.
Y'all ready for this?
Mm.
All right. When did Chantel and Pedro buy their house? Where do Pedro and Chantel live? According to In Touch Weekly, Pedro and Chantel bought their first house in May 2022 in Lawrenceville, Georgia, which is about 34 miles outside of Atlanta. The 2,627 square foot home has 5 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms and a professionally landscaped lawn. There you go.
When did he file for divorce?
Hold on.
Last fall. Oh, Winter started her weight loss last fall. Oh, so we're putting it together, y'all. We're putting it together.
Oh, wow. Hold on. Gotta share the screen.
Oh,
I hope y'all
Lord.
sitting down for this. This is
Uh-huh.
hilarious. All right. When did Pedro file for divorce? After 6 years of marriage, the reality stars called it quits for good, and Pedro ultimately filed for divorce from Chantel on May 27th, 2022.
What? So you think what we're seeing is an Airbnb? And that's why it's
No,
empty?
no, that's the house.
That's the house?
That's the house. Because remember, they said it's Lawrenceville, and that lawn was professionally landscaped. It's five, but they said it was 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, so 3.5. That's their
Mhm.
house. So something must. What happened between May 3rd of this year and 3 weeks later you're filing for divorce?
Right, even Ryan is saying that right after they bought the house, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
And so they've been filming together after he filed for divorce?
We have to go with that.
And it's such a quick no, wait, no, it doesn't make any sense because if they've bought the house, within 3 weeks he files for divorce?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
No, 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 no. Does not compute. Does not.
I mean, it's there though. It's there.
Wait, what are we saying here? What? Oh my, the math ain't mathin'. Had to be summer because they were doing
They're
yard
doing
work
yard work
together.
together.
Yes. I think you need to find another source about the house, Jamal.
I'll look into it.
I would give him nothing because he waits till we get a house to act out. Oh my God. And I'm sick of these men whining about cooking and cleaning. Yup. I don't know. This is just weird.
Keep talking. I'm gonna do a check.
What else happened on this
It was
episode?
it was all like Nicole and Alejandro, and I didn't care about them. So go ahead.
But wait a minute, we have to talk about Nicole for a little bit. And I really need like that's shocking that came out of my mouth, but how stupid was she to think that a stupid little paper that can be manufactured from anywhere, that she could go and show that to the person who is her mother, Lydia, and think that Lydia is going to give an inch and say that her child is right? Has she just met Lydia? I thought
Yes,
that was the dumbest thing ever. And it just proved to me she's stupid, that's all. Ava, why do you think Chantel is dumb? Pedro was a dusty 4 years in the marriage. Oh, jeez. Susan says, I think she drained the bank account. Good for her. Yeah, she took out that $257,000 and put it into a joint account with her and Winter. Watch Winter go and give it away to a Nigerian, allegedly. This is why you do not build up a man. Oh
well,
dear. Agreed. Steven says, Ava, on point as usual. Brian says, I sent the commentary zone a link on IG. Oh,
I
pull
got
up
it.
that link.
Hold on a second.
They bought the house
Okay.
January 2022, according to In Touch Weekly.
Okay.
Oh,
So their timing's off. Thank you.
but that still doesn't make sense because how were they in shorts? Wait, so then that would make no. Then they were in a rental last year.
It had to be. So it won't let me put it up on my work laptop, but let me
Mm-hmm.
see if I can read it to you guys real quick.
Hold on.
Okay, so this came out May 10th by the First Georgia Home. Okay, it was purchased in January 2022. Okay, there we go. Thanks, Ryan. I was wondering about them. Like, that's a real quick turnaround.
But
So yeah, January.
she said that they bought the house right after they came back from that disastrous Dominican Republic trip with him meeting his father. They're lying. They were in a rental last year.
Are you talking about you talking about the one where we saw the Thanksgiving, right?
Right, because remember they celebrated Thanksgiving and then went down to DR during Christmas to go and find his father. Remember? And I commented
Right.
and said, "Where are the Christmas decorations?"
You said that. And it's funny, like why did you add Nicole's pageant? Because Nicole's pageant should have been put in with the last season.
No, because
Yes.
that was Christmas 2020.
So that was Christmas 20. Okay, so we're going back. I got to think. I got to think in 2020 now. So I'm still thinking 2021. 2020, they went to DR. They celebrated Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's where we saw the Thanksgiving. So that's 2020.
Uh-huh. Okay, so hold on,
And,
hold on.
okay. And
The
if we're supposed to
fam
see this is last year, Nicole's pageant was in November. Yeah, you're right. Because if you bought the house after DR, that would have been
Mhm.
shown last season versus this
Okay,
season.
Family Chantel. All right, so the Family Chantel season 4 premiered June 6th last year. So that was 2021. And they were supposedly showing us Thanksgiving and Christmas
Right.
of 2020,
Right.
right?
Right.
So they came back after Christmas from that trip of him trying to find his father. And she said they bought the house
Bought the
right
house.
after that trip.
That would have been January 2021.
Right. So they're lying. They
Exactly.
probably rented a house, the house that we're
Hmm.
seeing now, um, in January 2021.
Right. Wow.
This is so shady.
It really is. This is at least this is more this okay. This is more interesting than the whole season. Actually, that's the damn shame that we're sitting there for googling stuff and we're having more fun googling, trying to prove them lies versus actually talking about the show. That's a damn shame. That's where we are. Um.
It is. It
Anywho,
is.
but back to Nicole, I understand
Mhm.
what I agree with you on this one. Because I was watching like, what did you really expect? And I'm gonna give Alejandro some kudos on this one.
He didn't blow
He
up.
wa-
He just
he
walked away.
he just walked away. I'm not here for it. He told Nicole exactly what was gonna happen. Nicole didn't
But
believe it,
uh,
and
you didn't
she
think his
he left.
confessional was problematic?
Which one? When he talks, I barely listen. I'm sorry.
No, his confessionals are problematic to me because he doesn't own up to his own part that he plays in the bad relationship that he has
Oh,
here.
but
Um,
that's inconsistent. So yeah, I ignore. I probably glossed over that.
and the way how like he just says they are irrelevant to me and that
Yeah,
Nicole needs to let them go in order to be with him. Like that's real problematic for me because
right,
all she has is her mother.
right.
And you want her to like toss away her mom for you. Why can't you try to make something like make the relationship better? Just let her hit you or something. I don't know.
I mean, I think it's what he's not understanding is this. He's not understanding that the way he came into the picture was not the best. He never, for what we've seen, I'll put it that way, he's never made an attempt to sit down with Lydia one on one and have a conversation about what transpired in his marriage and how he got to this point. I think had he done that, it would be a lot better. But let's be honest, Nicole didn't present him in the best way either.
But wait, this is another thing that irked me with Nicole. When he presented that divorce decree, right?
She
He
never
said,
opened it.
"Take a look at the date. Do you notice the date?" And she was like, "Oh, so you've been divorced." Huh? What? But you told her that you was married while you were seeing her, but you were separated. But now all of a sudden, this document that you've produced out of nowhere that you didn't have before, While you was seeing her and telling her that you was separated, you were
Hmm.
divorced.
Hmm.
I don't know if Nicole is just gullible or as dumb as a box of rocks well shaken. Cause no fucking man could come and tell me that. Not even in my 20s. I'd be like, what? But then again, I grew up in New York. Like, I could
Yeah.
get anybody to come and make up a paper and then go down to the UPS store and get them to notarize it.
And my thing is this: I like I said, then I kind of tune out, but I was waiting for her to. Did she ever open the document? Did she open the
She
paperwork?
was looking at it, but I don't think
Yeah, she didn't
it
really
was
look.
only
She didn't
one
dissect it.
paper. It was only one paper. Even if you have nothing, I've seen divorce decrees. Like the smallest divorce decree that I saw was like 2 pages. The
Right.
largest that I've seen was 300 pages. So I used to look at these things for a living. And you can't come to me with like one single page telling me that that's your divorce decree. Boy, bye. From where? Not in the
Okay.
state of New York.
Let me be messy just for a tiny second. So for
Mhm.
the small part I paid attention to, I was looking at the paperwork. I didn't see no seal.
There was a seal at the bottom. I look for it. That's the
Was
first
there?
thing. Cause yeah,
I was
because
looking for it. I
I
was looking.
always
I
go to
couldn't
the
see it.
last page for the signatures and the seal. So when I saw it was only one page, I instantly scanned down and I saw a round thing. But again, I could go to UPS or my friend who's a
Stamp.
notary and do that shit.
Stamp.
Okay.
Oh
And
my
she
goodness.
was so gullible when he said, and do you see the date? And she's like, oh, you were divorced. I was like, oh, this a scam, this a
Yeah.
skimmy scam. And it's like Lydia smelled it before it even went it came to her door.
Hmm.
Oh, so disappointing, so disappointing. I just want Nicole to run away and be with him and have the
Yeah.
disastrous relationship that she deserves.
Yeah. She needs to like just run away and do her own thing and just let the chips. So sorry. Let the chips fall where they may. Because
Hey, G5.
and I understand her hesitancy, but you can't keep doing this back and forth thing because it's not fair to you or to Alejandro at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have any sympathy for him, just for the simple fact that he refuses to really take full ownership and just say, "These are the exact things I did wrong." And the problem with Nicole is she does not recognize that she did not present him properly in
Mm-hmm.
the first place, which already soured Lydia against him. That was just the basis. That was that when that's your foundation, you're doomed.
Yeah, yeah, G5. She claims that she was pregnant and miscarried on the show. Um sure. Sure. I mean, after this little fiasco with the paperwork and all of that, I don't believe anything anymore. We have dissected the flaws in this season,
Yeah,
and ugh.
this was
No,
fun though.
she will Lydia will never like him.
No,
She will never like him, and I wonder if it's because he reminds her of her baby
right,
daddy.
exactly.
Mm-mm-mm. What if
Ryan,
he
not
looks like him?
from Ryan. Did she tell Lydia about the mystery? Not that we've
No.
seen.
Mm-mm. She hasn't even told Korima.
Mm-mm.
Koriyama.
Karima.
Coriander. Whatever. Yeah, something. What he said.
Karima.
I thought that that was rude that Karima was already having dibs on Pedro. Pedro don't want you, bitch. He wants somebody
Yeah.
in America. That's all I'm
Mm.
saying.
I mean, Debbie, do you have anything else with this episode? Did we miss anything?
No.
And for everybody who might ask, like, what about Winter? I'm sorry, I don't care about Winter's dating life. Kudos to Winter and her hot girl summer, but for this context of this, in my opinion, I don't want to see that.
I went to the kitchen to get a snack.
See, there you go.
I
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Winter for Hot Girl Summer, but
but
that's not
it's
an
not
integral storyline. It's not important to what's going on with Pedro and Chantel. That's where we're kind of invested.
mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's
Ryan,
if
stop.
Alejandro wasn't around, we just saw Nicole getting beauty treatments also. Oh, and
That's
getting
true.
insulted by the dude, the pageant coach.
Stalin. Yeah.
Yeah. The highlight of her season for
Yeah.
Jamal.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Well, it
But
makes
but
me
see,
want to watch the show Alejandro Pedro. Winter storyline is garbage. I'd rather have the snack. Yes. Oh my god. You guys are amazing. I love it. Okay, so wait a minute. What happened in the car going back to the airport? Because I think I went for another snack.
nothing.
Nothing?
Basically, just Chantal just said like, we're flying. We're flying back together, but there's even more distance between us. It was one of those dramatic type things to where she's sitting there in no makeup, looking at him, and he's not looking at her. So there was nothing said or missed.
Garbage. Garbage. Yeah,
Yep.
my feelings turned against Pedro this episode.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, y'all. At least we don't have to get subjected to Rivers music this season. Kind of longing for those days right about now.
Right.
Every time Winter pops up on the screen, I want to know what he
I'm,
doing at his apartment and who he doing it with.
I mean, if we're being honest, River's rented girlfriends are more fascinating than Winter dating
Uh-huh.
because Megan's friends ate him up last season, and it was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But overall,
Aw.
this was not a bad episode. I'm not mad at this episode because
It gave us
at least,
surprises.
yeah, and you could feel something from this episode. Like you could feel Chantel being upset. You could feel Pedro's anger through the screen. You could feel Lydia trying to make a sense of this mess and be like, you know what, y'all
Mhm.
handle it yourselves. That to me was real because it took us a long time to get here. But this felt like the most least produced episode that we've seen in recent weeks. And it's
Yes.
still overly produced.
Mhm. And Chantel looked real pretty in that white dress.
She really
And
exactly.
Lydia looked very smart in her black and white dress. I didn't realize that she
Mhm.
had such a big butt. Wow. She has a
At
donkey
least
booty.
at least Winter's dates are real, unlike River's girlfriend.
Are they real though? Do we really believe that? Come on now.
I
Who
mean,
goes
and
out
here's the
with that many strangers in succession?
stop. But we don't know. We don't know how long filming was though. Anywho,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing. I have nothing else. How about you?
We're done. We're done.
All right.
All right. So, guys, meet us at the top of the hour. And we're going to discuss Seeking Sister Wife. It's on in Brazil.
Pretty much.
All right. So, bring your notes and come on back, top of the hour, and we'll bang this one out. All right. So, until next time, Jamal.
Real quick, Ryan makes a good point. Well, this season is chopped up, Debbie, ain't it though?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.